Hi, this is P from Sorcery Soap, and today I'm going to repair some things. And so these are some novel soaps I made, and I have a whole process for making these. And this soap dough did not play by the rules. And so I had to think outside the box, and I tried to salvage this the best that I could, and the soap is fine. The soap dough is not fine. And so I have this sort of standard process I do to make novel soaps, and so that all the pages and everything are lined up. This didn't follow that. And I didn't want to waste more soap because I ended up throwing out quite a bit of the soap. And not because it's bad soap, but because if you can see, this is sort of irregular and wonky. It just didn't behave like soap dough. So I could cut all these pages, but I didn't have this exact color in order to mold the back, the spine of the book. So I did my best, and I thought, well, together you can tell that they're a little bit sideways. This all needs to be cleaned up here, but together you can tell. But individually, they're not so terrible. And I thought, I can give these away as gifts. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to salvage these for gifts because they're not so terrible that I have to throw them away. I've thrown away tons of stuff. So I'm just getting rid of this brown. I had brown on my fingers and I touched the white soap dough, and that's what happened. So some people might be getting some novel soaps. So we'll see how that works out. So what I thought too is I made a bunch of these. I was going to put them on top of a soap, and I wasn't quite sure how to finish them off. And one of the things that's hard about making cameos, see right there is a fuzz embedded into the mold. The mold maker must have had fuzz in her world because it got embedded. That's very linty. Anyway, so that doesn't come off, by the way. That doesn't come off and translate into here. It's embedded into the mold. So unless we work in a sterile environment, we live in a very linty world. So here we go. So here's the story. I'll get to it. I just wanted to do all the white ones because I wanted the relief of this. Theoretically, if I put this in here, I would cover this back with a color because that's how a cameo works, like this. But they're very fiddly and very tricky to do. And every time I try to get it out of here, because it's so deep, see that? I mashed the face. So I used some firm soap dough, and I made all these. And I thought, oh, I'm going to use them for this, right? Just because I think they look kind of cool. So let's see, is that face? Maybe we'll put it on that face, I guess. Okay. And then I wanted to show you what else I'm going to do to decorate these. So let's see if we can get this to work, because this is sort of an experiment. But I'm showing you this because sometimes it seems like I have everything all worked out, and when I show you things, and I do have a lot of it worked out. And the thing is that I've made those, whatever I'm showing you, like a bunch of times, a bunch. And I've sort of figured out how to assemble them and at what stage you put these together so that it's less fiddly and then they stay together. And that's cool, and I think that's a great idea, but it's also a good idea to see how I work things out and how I keep moving forward, because I see this all as a practice. Like soap practice. It's just a tool. I don't know if you've ever heard of spiritual practice or meditative practice, but in meditative practice, you never perfect your meditation. It every time is a practice, because the monkey mind does crazy things, and it's always a matter of the practice of it is the most important thing, not the idea of mastery. And so that's sort of a byproduct. See, I don't like this soap dough right here. There's a couple lumps. Blues are weird like that. They do that sometimes. Yeah, I don't care for this. We'll do a different one. Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to talk about and show you sometimes I don't have a good idea, or I don't feel like working on an idea, something new, for example, then I just keep my soap practice going. And this is what that looks like for me, which is sitting at my workbench and just doing the things that need to get done and not thinking, oh, I have to come up with some great idea. Because some of the things I didn't think were very good ideas initially, I just tried my hand at because I was doing my soap practice, came out to be pretty stellar. But that's not what I had in my mind at all. I didn't have it to be like, oh, this is going to be fantastic, everybody's going to love it. I didn't think like that at all. What I thought was, I wonder if I could do that. And so I don't know if you've seen this, but I did an octopus. I made an octopus one time. And my question to myself was, I just like to make one whole soap that had a complete theme, that wasn't scheduled for individual bars. And I asked myself, I wonder if I could do that. And so I sat down and started working on it. So I made this whole octopus soap, and then everybody was aghast when I said I was gonna when I was gonna cut it up anyway. That just made me laugh. I still have the soap. I never sold it, I never gave it away, I didn't do anything. I really enjoy that soap. I like pulling it out and taking a look at it and whatnot. Anyway, so that was just me being like curious and just asking if I could do it. And I think that's the most amazing thing, is like the practice leads to other things. And anyway, that's enough of that. So this is what I'm going to do. I like this color a lot. I just forgot we had it. Well, we don't have it in stock now. I don't even get to oftentimes use the colors that we have because I'm so busy doing other things. I'm so far behind. Behind. Like it's some race. Okay. So I'm just putting a little cornstarch on here to try and keep it from sticking. And then I want to roll this out a bit. And I want to avoid that. That's from my muslin bag. Okay, so here's the cutter I'm going to use, because I'm thinking, see, like that. I think that might work. So we're going to give it a shot. And I'll need two. And I wanted this sort of pillow top look to it. I have two of these. Okay. There we go. Ah, yeah, that looks nice. Okay, so need a little bit of water. Okay. Ah, yes, indeed. I may have figured out my Cameo issue. Maybe. That looks quite nice. Okay, let's set that aside and do the next one. Keep moving forward. I think crafters by nature know this. Some people that are new to crafting might not know this, but like the thing about crafting that I love is that you can just do things. You don't have to wait for what is perceived as the proper tools. You could just keep moving forward. And I think it's also pretty amazing when you go, oh yeah, I made this and this is all I had. This is the only tool. That, to me, is a pretty amazing thing too. There. Okay, so that's done, and I'm very pleased with that, and it turned out better than I thought. So better than I thought with my other process. This is the thing I'm going to work on next, and I want it to look like that, except I'm going to paint these gold for pictures because they look a little bit shinier and I like them better. So I don't think that is a terrible thing to get, even though they're not perfect. So I have some gold that I've been sort of holding on to for a long time because I really like the color. This is that Mayan gold. It's a little bit hard because I didn't wrap it up very nicely, but I'm going to use it. So I've been using these. That's the corners that I used here. But I kind of like these too. Maybe they'll fit right here, you think? I think. I ask you as if you're right here. You think? Okay. The other thing, look how shiny gold that is. That's the other thing I like about this Mayan gold. I'm really encouraged by all the new soap dough people. That is just extraordinary. And the ideas and the thoughts that are coming out, that's just... Let me get this mashed up a bit. I know a lot of people, well, I don't know. Let's put it this way. I've been in the soap community for 6 years now. Well, longer than that because I was studying, but I wasn't participating. But anyway, participating for about 6 years, definitely 5. Anyway, irrelevant. I do those things because I don't want to get called out and say, oh, you're wrong. And who cares? So what? So I made a mistake, big deal. I need to like let all that go and forget about that and just speak from my truth and continue to move forward because I'm not a bad person. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, except that the people that have come after me, not in that paranoid way, but like literally like trolled my accounts and made horrible comments to me. They're the ones that aren't correct because they don't have kindness in their heart and they're not nice. They're not a nice person. They're not trying to create more good than harm. And that part, I'm going to say it and be done with it. That part bothers me and keeps me from moving forward. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm not a bad person. I'm not trying to create bad things in the world. And that has value. Their desire to create bad things in the world does not have value. And that's what I say about that. Anyway. So, I don't even know what the heck I was talking about now. I went off on that silly tangent. But you could tell it's been bothering me. It's been bothering me for a while. It's been bothering me since I got into the soap community. That's what I was going to talk about. It's been bothering me since I got into the soap community because not everybody is who they say they are. Not at all. Not at all. And they do terrible things, and we're not going to talk about that. But here's what I did want to talk about. I'm going to turn this into something pleasant and lovely, so just bear with me. So I've been in the soap community for quite a while now, and one of the things that I've seen is that people come out with they start their little soap thing, and they come out and they put it out there, and one of the first things that happens is you get these people, these hateful people. They just come out of the woodwork. And you're like, wow, I haven't done anything. All I did is share some soap. And they're like being hateful. Or here's the other thing. They'll copy you and not give you credit. That's hurtful. And you know it's hurtful because it feels bad. It just feels bad. And so, not to say that feelings should run the world, but it's a sign, it's a clue. That's all I'm saying. So the people, the new soapers, and this is who I'm speaking to right now, if you're new or new to my channel or you're new to the soap world, and you come up with a new idea and you're a little hesitant because you know that somebody's going to come around and say something negative to you, or you didn't cover all your bases, or you didn't mention the right person or whatever, you can always say, please forgive me. There we go. Please forgive me. That's one part. That's one part. And the other thing is, if you have a new idea, they will come. They'll come out of the woodwork to cause ill will towards you. That tells you everything you need to know. They'll come out of the woodwork. And some people can't bear up under that pressure of those people coming out of the woodwork. And the more unique your idea, the more original you are, the more interested they are in you, the more heinous they're going to behave towards you. They're going to try and get you to go away. And I've seen lots and lots of people go away. And that's sad because they had good ideas. It really is sad. They had really good ideas. So those other people win. Those other mean, horrible people that have no good intention in the world, they win. That doesn't even make any sense. So what did they do? They essentially bullied the good person, or the person just trying to do something interesting that's actually doing something, moving forward, into submission. So it takes a little bit of stomach, a little bit of grit, believe it or not, to get through all that, to get through it all. So anybody that's coming forward right now with new ideas and that's really excited about their soaping, you are going to get hate. Period. The end. You're going to get hate. And if you don't, you're blessed. You are a blessed human being. And it doesn't ever go away. And then here's the other issue too. People that you were kind to, really gracious to, do horrible things because then they reveal themselves. They show you who they are. So just because it's soap and just because I'm pleasant most of the time does not make me a weak human being. Of course, the people that know me and like me know this. They know. And they're not going to make me go away. But because I'm saying this, they're definitely going to try. And this is the other thing that happens. The minute you start to say something like this, oh, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. I'm like, is that all you have to do in this world? That's it? To cause grief to people like me? That's it? And then I realized how silly it all is. It's just silly. They're just being silly people. So there you go. So if you need a little boost and you think, oh God, it's just, I don't want to share my pictures because, you know, B talks about how those people come out and whatever. Just know that's your initiation and they will go away eventually. I don't get as much hate as I used to, for sure. Can you believe that? Here I am just making soap, trying to help people, and people want to send hate towards me. That's ridiculous. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, if you ask me. It is just ridiculous. Could I say it again? I'll say it again. Now, I'm going to shift gears a bit because that is the business of it. That's the business that I wanted to clean up because it felt like it was time to say that. And I want to shift gears into something more pleasant. So, with that said, there are actually really wonderful people in this world. And if you're one of those wonderful people, I want you to know that I acknowledge anytime it comes across my table, anytime my desktop, I should say, or my computer or whatever, I see that, I try to acknowledge it because that's me being active, saying that's what I want in the world. I want more of that. I want more sincerity. I want more kindness. That's me doing what I do. And it is a very powerful but soft thing in the world. I personally am not going to, I don't even know if I should say this, but here I go. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to come to your business that you worked really, really hard for your entire life and destroy it for any purpose, for any reason at all. Because I don't see that there's any reason to do that. And so when people send nasty things to me, even if it's not in reality, that's what I see them trying to do. Or they say unfounded things, that's what I see them trying to do. So don't let them do that to you either. That's ridiculous. But that's my little like deal for the day. That's what I decided. I don't know if I like this spine cover right here. I was just playing with it, but I'll leave it for right now and see what I think about it. Let's do some other ones. But I do like this gold. Don't you think the gold is really nice? I really like this gold. So the reason I'm talking to you about all this stuff while I work is because I've been encouraged to do it. And so I'm going to try it out. And if this doesn't feel right, then I will just play music on my videos. Except for the Patreon ones, then I'll talk to you guys because you guys want to hear what I have to say. But in general, in the public world, I don't have to talk. I'm saying this because, do you know how many really good people that have been forced to be quiet because other people just shout and they're just louder? That's ridiculous. What is not ridiculous is the awesome stuff that's coming out of soap dough. So let me explain some of the things that I think are awesome, because we're going to turn this around now that I got my business out of the way, even though I revisited it once already or twice. The awesome thing is, well, I Dream in Soap, Lisa Cunningham from the UK, she's making these things, and I didn't really want to say anything just too much because I haven't used them. But I see the soaps that she's using. She makes extruders and she does really amazing embeds. And gosh, like, you know that new thing that everybody, well, it's kind of new, but it's been much more prominent lately, where they put a scraper inside of cold process soap and pull, and they make a shape inside and they pour more soap into it. She does amazing things like that. And hopefully I get to use her extruders soon, because that's what I like to do. And let's see what else. Then I don't really want to say her name yet because I don't know if she really wants me to, but I have to double check with her. But there's somebody in the soap community that is making embed logs. I'm not kidding. They're like canes in polymer clay, but in soap. And she's been doing this for years, and she's very skilled and very talented. And I might be getting a gift someday soon. And she's sharing those with the community, which is cool. And then there's Whitney from Cheeky Goat Soaps, who does that too, and she makes soaps, and so she's sharing some really amazing soaps most recently. Let's see, what do we do? I'm talking and I'm not even paying attention. Let's put these hinges on, see how that works out. And let's see who else. Well, here, you know what I'm going to have to start doing is, if I am going to talk about people, those are just people off the top of my head that I've been paying attention to. But there's a lot of other people. I follow a lot of people on Instagram just because that is the place I go, oh, you know, and you get that little spark of, yeah, that looks fun, or I could do something similar, but not quite. And then that gave me an idea or whatever. So I have to start asking for people if they want me to, well, no, maybe not that, but you know what I mean? Like, get a list, a working definition list of people that I want to talk about. Maybe that's what I'll do. That could be a good idea, huh? But now, here's the other thing too that I feel a lot more free about, and that I'm talking to you about this stuff, is because I demonetized myself on YouTube. So I have a library channel that does not, I make library coin on that, which translates to like, I don't know, like 100 library coins are maybe $2 or maybe $1, something like that. It's like Bitcoin, but library coin. And there's no ads on there. If there's no ads on the YouTube, that gets automatically uploaded. And so YouTube decided, and this might get me in trouble, but we'll just say, decided that I don't get to be a part of their club. And so I said, okay, fine. Well, then you don't get to advertise on my channel anymore. And I haven't done anything wrong. So I think I might have said this already. I don't remember if I wrote it in a post or I said it out loud, but here it is. So there you go. So now you don't have to be bothered with ads. And here's the other thing too. All my ads, as far as I can remember, maybe I slipped and said a curse word once in like the 6 years I've been on YouTube, but all my YouTube videos are kid friendly. So I speak to adults, but what I show you is kid friendly. And because of the new kid rules, I decided that I wasn't going to say that I was kid friendly, because that was really harsh requirements, I thought, and that I didn't know where I was going to overstep, or maybe they'd punish me in some capacity, some arbitrary capacity that I didn't understand. So I said, nope, let's just do for 18 and older. And so now if you're a mom and you want to show your kids my videos, I might talk about honor, I might talk about integrity, I might talk about soap dough, but what I show you, I'm not going to let any ads run that are inappropriate. I'm not going to run any ads at all. That's one. And two, I'm not going to talk about anything that, well, at least I don't think so. Obviously, you're the mom, but I don't think I'm going to talk about anything that wouldn't be okay for kids. But anyway, there you go. So if kids want to watch my stuff, then maybe they can. Because no ads. Because there's a thing on that, for those who aren't in the YouTube world, there's a thing on the back, and you can pick the ads that allow to run. And I've only picked, so if you see inappropriate ads on mine in the past, I went back and took off all the monetization of all my videos, but if you see inappropriate ads on there, you let me know, because I've never agreed to that, not one time. So anyway, there we go. That's what I have to say about that. And this video is going on really a long time, so we're gonna do this. Let's see. I think I want these right here. I was going to put some screws, but I think I just like that. You think that would be okay? I think it would be okay. Not that you can answer me, but okay. So now we're going to put these on. And I'm just cutting the hinge off right here. And that's why I put that on. See, I don't really like that. I'm going to take that off before it hardens. I don't really like it. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks just like a big piece of soap dough on there. I don't like it. I think I could be more clever than that. So, Winter Lake soaps. I just did a YouTube unboxing for her. And she has really cool soaps, by the way. It's just like really stellar soaps. Yeah, I wanted to mention her too, even though I mentioned her the other day. But yeah, she's ridiculous cool. Ridiculous cool. So take a look at that if you get a chance to. If you get a chance. Okay. So this I don't have to paint, which I'm really happy about. See, let me show you this one. This one is lighter. This is the light. It's shiny and it's so you can see sort of like the iridescence in it, but it could use some mica on it in order to make it pop with camera. So these are my new little Christmas presents. So if you're part of my little Soap Witch, Soap Sister group, you might be getting one. And then you have to hear me talk about nonsense to see this video. This is ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. I know I'm ridiculous. Anyway, apparently I felt like talking today. That doesn't happen every day. Mostly I just talk to my guy and he has to listen. Not really. He doesn't have to, but he's kind and he does. Now, that's what I think too, is like sometimes it's just practice. I'm just practicing putting myself out there and seeing how it feels. I mean, in the beginning, that I guess I want to say that one last thing. You know, in the beginning, it's like I would put something out and then I'd get a bunch of grief for it, and I'd pull it back and I put it out and pull it back. And it wasn't like a thing that I was, and then I did a bunch of YouTube videos and I got grief, and I was like, yeah, I suck. I know I suck at YouTube. I'm not like polished and professional like everybody else, but I also sucked when I first started making pictures, like just taking pictures and using Photoshop. I sucked at all that. And I was practicing, you know, I kept practicing. But if we don't give each other, well, let me put it this way, that's a little bit too volatile. If I don't give myself room to practice and room to create, I can never master anything. I can't get good there. And that has been a very big area of contention, because that self-judgment for my, you know, is not good, is not a good thing. It's just play and practice and keep moving forward. And eventually, like, my books didn't turn out so good this time. I've made them way better in the past, really, really better in the past. And I even sent these novel soaps into a very notable magazine, and they ended up not liking that I said, I don't want to work with you because you didn't hold your agreement to call me, and you didn't hold your agreement to do these other things. So I don't think it'd be good for me to move forward to work with you. Oh my gosh, that just blew up in my face. They were not happy that I called them on it. And so I disbanded from that situation after years of sort of nursing this arrangement. And then they copied my work. They absolutely copied it, and they called them novel soaps, or they called them fairy tale book soaps or something like that. And they're okay, I guess, you know. And mine, obviously, this time could use a little bit of work, but the goal wasn't to make them perfect for sale. The goal was to salvage some soap, and other soap makers, I think, will appreciate the fact that I actually put forth the effort to salvage the soap. So there you go. That's all I know today. I have to stop talking now and get on with my own work. So thank you for watching. And if this helped at all, please leave a comment below, because that helps me. And remember, I'm really glad that you're watching this, because these are now ad-free, which means zero revenue. Not that I ever made any real revenue from this situation, but zero for me, absolutely zero. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.